Hey, Wagwan people, Crypto Yard representing, and we in the house. Let's jump into this one. And I know I did say I was gonna sit this one out, this drama out. Hey, but hey man, when you are the way that I am, you just can't help yourself. If you see something and you think it's wrong, then you feel the need to speak about. I mean, that was the reason why. Well, that's the reason why my channel got 2 strike, because of the hate and animosity I received from the Donut Man and his following. So maybe I should have learned my lesson, but sometimes when you see things and you're like, wait man, this is wrong, you just have to speak up. And sometimes, as I always say in my videos, you cannot help your nature. So that's why I'm doing this video, and you'd have seen by the title, because I've already decided this is what I'm going to title my video, as I sometimes do before I even make the videos. Sometimes I make the video and then from what I've said, I will title it. So it's not even that I think that any of these guys are smarter than the other. I mean, it's just that two out of these 3 guys are less concerned of the way they are going to take advantage or even manipulate people. Those 2 are just trying to make money with their investments from you, and they're doing it in like a shameless money grabbing way, and they're doing so with chicanery, division, and they're just using dirty tactics, and they're not really concerned about you losing your money. That's how I'm seeing it anyways. I mean, and then the other guy, I mean, Time is Crypto, obviously. He is protecting his investment and educating you in the process. And I mean, you can get education from the other 2. It's just that, hey, that education probably comes with a higher price. It probably comes with more risk, and obviously less thoughtfulness or consideration, whatever word you want to put it, because, hey, I guess I'm not as articulate as some of you guys are. I mean, guys, you have to also listen to what people are saying to be able to get or to discern whom they truly are. You get me? To get where they're coming from, how they are, what their personalities are. And I'm telling you, a live stream is a great way to do so. And I watched Steeze. I called him Steezy because that's what Craig Grant called him, and I didn't see a video of his until yesterday. When I watched his live stream, and I also saw like the first 5 minutes of that live stream when I went to make a comment, just to let him know, hey man, no hard feelings or anything. I'm here watching you doing your thing. Yeah, I made that song with just comical things being in it, to get me. So that's the reason why, if you're taking offense to your name because you're saying your name is a pronoun or a noun or an adjective, I didn't watch your channel before. I saw Craig Grant talked about you probably twice, and that's why I came to the conclusion that your name was Steezy, because that's what he was calling you. And I mean, Steeze, you gave me a compliment and then you took it back. I mean, you gave me a compliment, said, oh yeah, you like my song, I'm talented, but then you went on to say, was English my first language? I mean, yes, it is, my good sir, and I was top of my class for years and years, and my exams when it comes to the English language. I mean, as I said, I'm not as articulate, and I don't I may not speak the English properly. I mean, just like you yourself. I mean, obviously your English is more easier on the ear, especially because people are used to the American accent, whether by movies or just because you are dominating the world or whatever. So obviously your accent is more easier on the ear. It doesn't mean that my English is crap because I called you what I thought your friend was calling you, my good sir. You get me? And also, man, just to let Time is Crypto know, there's no point in going back and forth. So I won't be going back and forth either, because I've learned my lesson in doing so. But there's no point in going back and forth with someone who knows it all, and these people find it hard to admit when they're wrong. I mean, they see admittance. They see you admitting as being wrong as a weakness, and obviously they don't want to appear to be weak. And if they do say they're wrong also, they're just saying it because they've got something to gain. They got ulterior motive. I mean, these people very calculative, and hey, the back and forth thing is not going to work. What they've done, they've drawn you out, as we would say in Jamaica, to have, hey, just to gain exposure for what they're promoting. I mean, but back to saying what you can get from watching people and listening to them, and especially on a live stream, since people are grilling you. You get me? One of the things that Steeze says, he says that, why are we so loyal? Because we don't know any of these guys, meaning we don't know any of the devs, we don't know anyone that's running any of these projects that we are into. And I mean, that's how you have to listen and pick sense by the way these guys talk. I mean, that's how he also feels about you. He doesn't know you, so why should he care? Get me? You're basically a thing that gives him your money by clicking on his master node. You're not you, man. You get me? I mean, I'm not bashing him or calling him out for it. When you don't know someone face to face, or you don't have to deal with them face to face, and you don't have a rapport with them, then it's easy for you to be like that. So I'm not even bashing the guy for that. And as he said, hey, you don't know you, they don't know us. Why should we be loyal? Get me? So I mean, he's right. You don't have to be loyal when we're investing our money into crypto, because I don't think the crypto really cares about us anyway. And he's also right. And that's why I went on his channel to tell him that, yeah, I agree with you when he said, you're playing the game. Get me? And that's what he said he's doing. And that's why he's in and out of P3D and into the pool, because he's playing the game. I mean, obviously the game is much easier and less riskier and more fun to play when people are clicking on your masternode links. So, hey, but that's what he's doing, is playing the game. Let me take this off and we look at the markets, man. Let me just see what I go on here. So, refresh. Alright, so 420 billion. That ain't bad, man. Still over 9,000. So, hey. But, yeah, I mean, someone like myself, a crypto saint, our time is crypto. As I said, because of the way we are much more considerate. And I'm not trying to big up myself or anything. I'm telling you the truth as I know it for myself, and as I can see from what I've seen so far. As I said, it was my first video, so maybe I'm judging Steeze a bit too hard. I've been watching Craig Grant recently since I came into P3D. I mean, luckily I wasn't watching him before, and I wasn't a big investor. I only had like $100 in BitConnect. And so I'm pretty indifferent to Craig. I don't feel the need to have any hatred towards him, because I wasn't ripped off by him. But hey, man, it is what it is. But yeah, I like Saint, and Saint obviously has got a lot of admiration or respect for Craig Grant. I think that admiration and respect is, hey man, it's wrongly placed if you ask me. But hey, each to their own. I just like to think that I would think more responsible in how I'm getting someone to click on my master node. I mean, we are coming from the lending platforms where we were all taking risk, but after discovering P3D, that risk just became non-existent. It wasn't there anymore. So I feel much more comfortable telling people click here and promoting this than I would. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with Pooh, as many people have pointed out already, but I'm just saying why I wouldn't have jumped into Pooh or dragged people, or dragged my subscribers in it with me if I was to even go in it. Man, so Grant and Steeze for me, man. You probably ask why even contemplate if they're smarter than Time is Crypto. I mean, I'll tell you why. I mean, what they did is they picked on him and the devs as well, off proof of weak hands, saying that they're not showing their face. And they started this just so that they could sell their product, they could sell Pooh, get me, and get the maximum profit from Pooh. Again, get the maximum profit again, basically, because obviously, man, P3D became too stagnant for them, or it is too stagnant for them right now. And these guys aren't dumb either, and they're hustlers. This is what they do. People should stop calling them dumb. I mean, especially if at one point you was to click on any of their links, because that just makes you dumber, or just makes you at best plain naive. Well, that's how I'm thinking anyways. I mean, bear in mind, man, any one of these two guys, they could have been the head of any business or organizations or even politics if they was given this chance. And that's because these businesses anyway, they probably surge. Not probably. We know that we've seen from hey, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, but we've seen that the way they vet people is that they look for the traits that someone like Craig or Steeze possess. Because hey man, you have to be ruthless to survive in those fields. I mean, ruthless to the point of narcissism or even dare I say it, even psychopathic. And I'm not even saying that these guys are that way, but I'm just saying we all possess some of these traits where we are narcissistic or psychopathic. So hey, it's not like I'm calling them out for being that way. I do not know. I'm not a flipping hey, I don't study these things. But seriously, they could make it in any boardroom, and that's also because they are very resourceful. Get me? And that's also one thing that Steeze alluded to when he said being black means their suggestions, ideas can be laughed at, scoffed at, or looked over, or looked past. Get me? I mean, I don't agree. It's not always true. I don't like to see intelligent people, and from what I see, guys intelligent, but I do not like to see intelligent people resort to like using the race card. I myself, I think it's a limiting factor, and if you guys have been following me for a while, you would see that that's one of the reasons why I flipping split up with my ex-wife, because she just kept on blaming everyone for what she failed to accomplish apart from herself. I mean, and I'll tell you a quick story as well. Like my 13-year-old, that's my daughter. She told me that her friends are saying a certain teacher at school is racist, and she seemed to also want to blame to level that accusation at the teacher as well. And I told her, like, you know what, man, if you think you're being held back because of your race, then what you have to do is work 10 times harder. I mean, obviously we know that shouldn't be the case, but hey, it's the way of the world, man. I mean, even in Jamaica, if you want to be a prime minister or a leader in anything, you get me, people, you have to be like 10 times better, or you have to work 10 times harder than your fellow black competitor. Get me? And bear in mind, over 90% of the population in Jamaica is black. And it's not that talking down or trivializing racism in America or saying it doesn't exist. And maybe I shouldn't even talk about it, people, because I was fortunate to be schooled and raised in a black country. So maybe Steeze's experience is going to be way different than mine. But I mean, I've lived in the UK for more than half of my life, and I don't have to deal. I don't have to deal with getting held back since I'm self-employed. I mean, obviously that doesn't stop you from being held back if people are going to be racist towards you. But also, I mean, it helps being self-employed. And I don't like to socialize with people, so that helps as well. And man, when it comes to the police, and I'm not saying, and I am telling that the police, they're stereotype, but so do I. You get me? And when it comes to dealing with the police, if I get stopped or whatever, I do not go off swearing and heffing and blinding and cussing at them. I show them respect, and I would say 100%, well, 99.9% of the time they in turn give you back that respect, as I said. But guys, I'm not living in America, so I do not know what it is he went through or he's going through it. It's just that he seems very intelligent, and you guys, as I said, stop calling him dumb. These guys get you to click on their links. That makes you dumber. You get me? But I'm just saying that because I don't think the guy's dumb. You get me? So I don't like when we resort to that. Alright, so on the next thing as well, man, Steeze had a problem that he's saying that right after he spoke to some punk, and this is what I'm getting from the one video I've seen. I mean, that's not a good way to judge someone, but then again, you can judge someone within 5 minutes of meeting them, and then also, I mean, if you show me a company, I can tell you who you are, and it seems as if Steeze is in company with Craig Grant, and that's why I said, hey man, I think what they did was by attacking Timeless Crypto and the devs. It was downright dirty. It was planned. It was coordinated. It was a concerted effort, as far as I saw. You get me? And that's why I just, while I was indifferent to Craig, I've just now not got any respect for him, because he decided to go ahead and bash something so as to hey, it is what it is. You get me? So Steeze, yeah man, the man said he spoke to Sumpunk, and then right after he spoke to Sumpunk came out and made an announcement doing exactly what Steeze told him not to do. So people, I mean, there are two ways that you could have looked at that. You could look at it as the glass is half empty or half full. You could see it that way. But I think Steeze just went and he chose the negative road. I mean, I myself, I would have seen it as, you know what, my words hold weight with this guy, for him to come out and try to at least quell the fears that I myself or many other people may have. But no man, Steeze just took it as a slight and they put down. And as I said, man, when people with those kinds of personality, they're not gonna have that. They're not gonna have you letting them feel as if, hey, you know what, you're more than I am or whatever. And no doubt he sees himself as a alpha male. But what, man? I would have seen it as, hey, they value me, and I think Sumpunk actually valued you. But they are the devs, you have to give them time. It's not like, I mean, one of the things was saying that FOMO 3D is never coming out. He knows it's coming out, but it's just their way of putting doubt in people's mind, and their way of bashing something that they once loved. Get me? Just so that they can get people over to what they're currently doing. So it's not like they're cloning it like Kenny does. You get me? So it's not going to take them 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I mean, it's only been like 3 weeks since they told us, if that long, since they told us about FOMO 3D. I mean, if you think you can do it quicker than that, you should go ahead and let Kenny do it. But then again, you couldn't do it quicker than that because, what man, it's not your job. I mean, yours was to bring an awareness to P3D and earn yourself some money. So I guess we should be giving thanks that we were given that opportunity, and just as they themselves, they are thankful that we are here promoting them. You get me? So they know our value as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know what, quality devs are much harder to find than YouTube promoters. Yeah, we put in a lot of work, but hey man, I mean, it's symbiotic, if you want to go ahead and say that we need each other. But I think that their work, in my estimation, is just, they're harder to come by, and that's why the copycat that Steeze and Grant are bigging up is just like, really? I mean, and it's also funny that Grant is going on and how this Kenny is going to build other games with Pooh. I mean, like, really, man. I mean, this is the same guy you told us just came into crypto 6 months ago. But what, all of a sudden being new to crypto is advantageous? Like, I mean, you couldn't even make it up, people. I mean, 6 last months, you know. I mean, it takes longer than that to fully audit certain smart contracts, and all of a sudden this copycat's words holds more weight than the devs that he copied and plagiarized. If it was in any other field, he would have been dragged off to court, probably be fined millions of dollars, or probably be jailed. Get me? So you guys could have gone ahead and do what you was doing without all of this bashing, but hey, it's the tact that you guys use. You guys are playing dirty. But that's also the reason why I'm asking, are these two guys smarter than Timeless Crypto? Because they knew his face. They're not dumb. They know his face doesn't matter, but they made this plan of theirs to start attacking those who aren't showing their faces, just to get us to talk about Pooh and also to get more investors. And obviously it works. You can look at it as like a SoundCloud rapper was calling out Drake. I mean, Drake would be like Time is Crypto or Proof of Weak Hands. The devs, you get me, and the SoundCloud rappers are basically Steeze and Grant, and Drake has nothing to gain by even looking at these guys or acknowledging them. He's got nothing to gain, whatever. But they found something that they could chip away at, and that's the fact that these guys aren't showing their faces. And I mean, in Drake's sense, what a SoundCloud rapper would chip away at is that, hey, he's a culture vulture. But then again, Drake still wouldn't look at them, but they would go ahead. They wouldn't stop until then it became mainstream to the point where the media would now become like someone like what's his name, Crypto Blvck Hustler or Blockchain for the Best. Is that what it's called? Blockchain for the Best or and the Best. They would be the media, and I mean also the people that are listening to them and following to them, the people that are easily led, would be the ones where now it's too hard to ignore them. So now you're gonna have to go ahead and address the situation. And it's funny because there are bigger players that came out and tried to bash P3D, and the devs didn't feel the need to even do a video to say, all right, here we are, this is who we are. I mean, yeah, we know they was taking the mick. It was a bit of a satire. It's not really Manso, but it shows how clever Steeze and Grant is for the devs to even go ahead and do that. They didn't do that. They didn't feel the need to do that when crypto gurus and Ivan and Tech, who has way more of a following than Craig and Steeze does, they didn't feel the need to do that. And you know why that is? Because these guys weren't promoting a competitor. And it's so funny. It's so funny to call Kenny a competitor when he's basically a spawn. For lack of a better word, well, he's basically a clone. He says 98 is probably 99.5% a clone of P3D. So that's why the devs would have felt the need to go ahead and, you know what, let us just address this. And for that case, in that way, they got what they wanted, and that was very clever of them. You get me? I mean, you have to pay attention when someone does that to your business model or your project. And Craig, man, he gambled away a lot of ETH by jumping in and out of pool. And I know he's going to go out and pretend like, hey, it doesn't really matter. But it does matter to him, trust me. Because let's just say he made like 100 ETH in his first endeavor into proof of weak hands. Yeah. By coming in and out, by coming back out and then coming back in, he would have probably lost between, I would say, 30 to 40 ETH doing so. And even though you still got 60 ETH left, you're going to be thinking, God, man, if I just stay put and stay where I was, I would have still had that 40 ETH plus more on top of it. So don't listen to him. That was a bother to him. And as I said, the guy is a gambler, so he's decided that, you know what, I'm gonna jump into poo, and then that didn't work out for him as he wanted it to, and then he just had to go. Because then if you had checked his the contract, or even checked his address, you would have seen that from what he did, he lost like 40 ETH in poo when the contract done just tanked. And this was when the real Craig came out to play, and when the real bashing of P3D started, because he had to make back that 40 ETH that he lost. And that's why I said 40 ETH is a big deal to him, even when he tries to pretend it isn't. He was taking L's, probably still is, man. But he's trying to get people to come on board, and that's why he's pulled out all the stops. The guy even went and pumped another 10 ether into Pooh, because obviously he was trying to give the Pooh some CPR. Nasty. Yeah, he was trying to give the Pooh some CPR, man. Try to breathe some life into it, and you have to give him credit. It's working. I mean, last I checked, I think there was up like 700 ETH, and they're coming all the way from 300, so they've doubled up. And but this is, hey man, it's just the way he goes about it that rubs people the wrong way. He could have done it in a much more classy way, but hey, he chose not to, and the reason why I say I've got no respect for him now, while 2 days ago I was indifferent to him, is because I just see the way he's gone and he's bashed P3D and anyone that's supporting P3D when it didn't have to. You could have just gone and do what you was doing and promote what you was promoting without bashing something that was genius and a pleasure for you a few days ago. And he praising people. I mean, the fact that he even started talking about what's it called? Trayvon James coming on board is just because he knows that Trayvon's got a following and he's thinking, you know what, if I can get Trayvon. I mean, even the fact that he's uploading the videos to his Craig Grant channel, which is right, but I thought that Craig Grant was dead. But no, Craig Grant is only dead when it suits him. Craig Grant is back from the dead now just so as to hey man, swindle people out of their money, if you ask me. And as I said, I do not know Steeze enough to say he's doing that, so I don't even want to accuse him, even though I think I am. That's why he's gone and done when he says Trayvon is trying to get the people that support Trayvon to come on board to help to prop up the ETH in the contract so that he could make back what he's lost, that 40 ETH he's lost. And I'm sure he's back on his way. And I said, you have to give him ratings. That's why I'm telling you, these guys are resourceful. You cannot call them dumb. Given the opportunity, they could have done wonders in whatever field they went into. I mean, blockchain is best and crypto Blvck, Hustler, and even Kenny, they are just pawns in Grant's game. I want to go ahead and say Steeze's master plan as well, and they're just pawns in helping these guys to maximize their earnings. But I do not like the fact that they had to tear Proof of Week hands down and they had to attack Timeless Crypto. They know that the guy didn't need to show his face, but hey, once again, man, it's their personality. They're gonna fight dirty. They could have done it like the professor did. The professor didn't bash Proof of Weak hands. He went ahead and he said, you know what? I think that many of the people that are following me would like to get into Proof of Weak hands, but it's currently too much for them. They might thinking, hey, we're not getting enough tokens, so let me go ahead and get into something just as similar at a cheaper price. And that's why all's boiled down to it. The face hasn't got anything. Anyone that's getting into Poo, they don't care about, majority of the people, they do not care about the face. You get me? They care about the price of the token, about getting in cheap, and that's a good thing for Proof of Weak hands, because it's also showing that, you know what, people do believe in Proof of Weak hands. The only reason they didn't get into it because they thought that they might have missed the boat or it's way too expensive. So now they're going to jump onto something that is pretty, as I said, 99.5% the same thing. They not get a chance, and that's what the professor did. He showed people a way that for those that had missed Proof of Weak hands, or for those that didn't believe. And it also shows they are now more believers. So they didn't believe in Proof of Weak hands at first, so that's why they would have missed out. And now they see that, you know what, it is legit. We are gonna get into it. You get me? I mean, hey, that crypto Blvck hustler, and hey, especially this blockchain is best, man. I expected better from you. You, my sir, you are a hypocrite. And I know it has nothing to do with their face for you, because first of all, man, you are way intelligent. You're just way too intelligent to let that sway you. I'm not saying that it won't sway other people, but you yourself, Mr. Blockchain is best, you know better. So instead of coming out and saying, here's a cheaper alternative to Proof of Weak hands, you went on to make it look as if it was all about transparency. When at first, and weeks ago, you didn't care about the devs not showing their face. All you cared about was the contract. But now it's about transparency. Man, you are a hypocrite, and you should get bashed as much as people bash Craig and Trayvon, because you basically you're cut from the same cloth. It's just that you're a bit self-righteous and you're pretending that you're all about a movement when it's clear. Because I got fooled, because I thought it was legit. I lied. As I said, I was like number 27 when it comes to people that were subscribed to you. I liked your passion. I liked the way you was talking, especially when you was looking at the blockchain as a movement, as you're not pretending to do. But we see that it's more than that for you, because you could have said the same thing the professor did. Here is a cheaper alternative. But no, you try to make it, because you want to seem righteous, you try to make it look as if it's transparency, when it had nothing to do with that, and for that, man, I'm calling you out. And then you, Mr. Blockchain is best. You want to come out and said, hey, you want to bash everyone, and I tell you from now, man, your defense was just weak. I mean, you're saying you're giving as good as you get, but no, you aren't, because your rebuttal skills is just it sucks. From what I've said, from what I've seen, you're incoherent, man. You're not saying anything. You're not giving good rebuttals or whatever. You're just there cussing out people that didn't like what you did. And I don't think anyone should have a problem with what you did. And I don't even think they do. It's how you did it. You get me? The same thing with Craig and Steeze. It's how they went about it. I mean, a lot of people don't like the fact that the professor did it as well, but you don't see him getting bashed. Well, I didn't anyway. I mean, yes, people are going to disagree or not like it, but he's not going to get as bashed as you guys would have, because it's not what you did, it's how you did it as well. You tried to tear down proof of weak hands. It's just plain wrong. And I mean, I even see a YouTuber saying that Pooh may surpass proof of weak hand with ETH in the contract. And I'm like, really? I mean, I think that is highly unlikely. I mean, do you think that quality devs are so... Do you think that they're like a dime a dozen? Because I'm telling you that, man, Kenny would have to hire them, since he can't do it himself. He can't do it himself. And he hasn't got enough money to hire quality devs. They don't come cheap. I tell you that. So, hey... I hope I'm not coming across as too harsh and Steeze, man, because, as I said, I haven't seen enough of him. But from the ploy that he's used, where he's just on time his crypto, he kept on punching that same bag, saying, show your face. Even on time his crypto's video, he went on there and he commented. He knew he was going to get the hate for it, but he knew why he was doing it. This was the thing for them to chip away. Just like I said, people calling out Jake for being a culture vulture when he tried and he was ignoring them. If you chip away at it long enough, then you're gonna get what you're looking for, and that's what they did. And I was hoping that Timeless Crypto would just ignore it, but I can see that, much like myself and a crypto saint, you can't help it when people are doing these things. And that's why I say they are clever. Guys, do not be calling them dumb. Well, I guess you could say they're clever if they fight in their dirty way, because what they've done, they've just dragged. I'm not going to say they dragged them down to their level. They dragged time to crypto across to where they are, to where they're playing. They dragged them that way. You get me? And then, as they would say, they're going to beat you with their experience. And not that I think they beat him, but it's just that he gave them more attention than they deserve. But then again, as I said, man, it's in our nature. If you're a fighter, you're going to fight back. So, hey, so who's smarter? I mean, you have to look at it from give a man a fish for them, or give him the means to fish. That's the point of view you have to take it from. So I would see Grant as and I would see those two as see that they're using their following for a quick buck. They got no need to really educate their followers. They got no need to be considerate about their followers or their following success as well. But the opposite of that would mean that if you're helping those people to become successful, then you're also providing yourself long-term success. And also, since those people won't be going broke, they've had, you get me, they're getting real long-term success and with you, and they'll come with you on the journey. And even if things go wrong, they won't have any animosity towards you, because they would have seen your intent. And I tell you, within a week, anyone that's following Grant, they can easily see his intent. And as I said, anyways, his reputation precedes him, so people know. So it would appear that he's just milking people. Hey man, it is what it is. But also, guys, the biggest thing that I haven't seen anyone mentioned, and I think it's a huge factor, and I think Timeless Crypto, he must be clued up on it, but it's just I've don't consider it to be important enough to even mention. But I think it's one of the big deciding factor is that they see Time as Crypto as a masternode competitor, believe it or not. Because what he did, I mean, guys, we're all threats to each other since we're here, hoping for people to click honorary masternodes, but you must bear in mind that Steeze and Grant, they are the veterans of P3D when it comes to shilling and getting people to click on their masternode. So to see a new upstart like Time is Crypto come and what is gone and done is gonna disrupt the old establishment, if you want to put it like that. That's what he's gone and done. And of course you're gonna get attacked just like in the real world. You are gonna get attacked if you come and you disrupt it, and that's what he did, because he offered people back whatever he made from them clicking on his masternode. I mean, how dare you? Do you think that these guys was just gonna take it laying down or sitting down and not fight back? And you've come and you're now way popular. You've took their shine. I mean, some people can't handle that. Some people aren't willing to handle that. And that's one of the reasons. Well, those are two of the reasons. You've took their shine and you've now made their masternode link become stagnant. So they've moved on to something else where their masternode will no longer be stagnant. And also, hey, we are the big guys again. We are the big guys in this pool. We are the big fishes. We are the whales. We are the one whose opinion counts, because, as I said, Time is Crypto went and he took that shine from them, man, and some people just won't or can't handle it. And I hope that Time is Crypto saw what he was doing and saw that this would have come. You get me? You went and you disrupted the P3D money train for the veterans of the game. So, hey, guys, you tell me, who do you think is smarter? I mean, hey, they get their winnings if it was who was playing the best dirty tricks. Steeze and Grant. And, hey, Steeze, man, I'm going to have to watch you more to get more of inkling. Or, I mean, what do you care about what I think of you? Why should you? But I just feel like, you know what, I should have at least seen a bit more of you before I came on here. But it is the way I am, just like how you are, because you didn't like what Time of Crypto was saying yesterday. So you decided, like, you know what, I'm going to jump on my live stream. And it's a good thing as well, because I subscribed to you when I saw your comment and I came over to your live stream. I was a bit late. I didn't get to see it all, and plus I had to be dealing with the kids to pick them up from school. So I was in and out, and then, as I said, when I came to drop that comment on your video, I said I have 5 minutes. Thing is, I don't like watching long videos, so I didn't get to watch the rest of it. After making my comment, I just bounced, because I don't like watching long videos. Which is a liberty, since I think this video must be way long. You get me? But yeah, maybe I should have given you the benefit of the doubt. But as I said, man, sometimes someone like myself, we just have to jump in, which is the same reason why Time is Crypto even gave you guys the time of day and the devs as well, which was good for you guys. It worked in your favor. So in that case, I'm going to say you guys are clever. I'm not going to say you're smarter than anyone. Maybe you just play dirtier. You're not as classy as the professor is. You don't think you need to be. The tactic that you was using was, we have to pull down the #1 guy to become what we want to do. And people, as I said, don't let Grant fool you. He's hurting from the fact that he lost out from the huge dump in pool, and he had to breathe new life into it. And he's also lost some ETH. He realized that if he had stayed into Proof of Weekends from the time when he sold out, he would have been up 30 or 40 more ETH. And he will pretend it's nothing. It is for someone like that and the way they are. I mean, I'm not any expert, but hey, anyone can see that for themselves. Hey man, the video is way long, and I just felt like I needed to say that. But as I'm saying, the Time is Crypto, back and forth it just won't happen with these guys. Leave them to do what they're doing. Do what I did with the donut, man. I unsubscribed, so I didn't have to see what he said. I'm not going to unsubscribe from Steeze. I like some of the things he was saying yesterday. I mean, I agree with a lot of it as well. So I'll probably keep watching him to see what he has to offer. As I said, for Grant, his reputation already precedes him, and from what I've seen, he's a bit crappy. And hey man, yeah, I've passed judgment. They can pass their judgment as well. It is what it is. Get me, Crypto Yard representing people. We are out. Boom.